All right, let's get this started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the TypeScript Tea Time with me, Mirko. Welcoming everybody of you. Today we have Bernie90, the one and only. Thank you for the follow also. Yeah, we had like in the last minutes, we had to follows. Surly Dev, thank you so much, as well as Bernie19, the one. Unfortunately, you weren't able to see the cool the little gimmick that you have set up, where it's pouring you a cup of tea and saying, "Welcome to the tea time." Yeah. So from my side, welcome. There might be at some point. I can probably trigger that myself. So far, I don't know why. Yeah. So far. But we will fix that. On that note, we have today our 3 months Jubilee episode. Yeah, episode 12. Also, like weekly every Wednesday it was. And yeah, that's what we're going to continue with. So today we are going to continue with our little app. Let's see. I think that one. We already did quite a lot of stuff. So what are we actually working on? Since we have a couple of new faces in chat. So we started out actually in episode 2 with a little bot where we can kind of a Twitch chatbot where we can write !ambush, and then a random DnD monster appeared in our most epic fight so far. Let me. We fought an Androsphere, which Androsphinx, which is this nice little bird. And it was kind of a hard battle. Me and Kusto from the chat, one of our regular visitors, we fought that thing together, and actually I think we died, but you can just rejoin with the chat command !join, and then you kind of have Final Fantasy style battle, except that the monster attacks you every 20 seconds, and we as Twitch, all the people in chat can like !attack every time between every attack of the Androsphinx or the monster that gets randomly picked, as I said. We can try to actually run it and actually play it probably. Let me find it again. I think we go here, and then we need to. So I need to run the server again to, or at least start the website to do that. I haven't set anything up to make that more automatic, which I should at some point. But so far we're kind of building the backend for that because we want to make it kind of a constant game, not just that every data is lost after one battle, but that we can like collect XP and we can level up and get stronger, and yeah, then I don't know, with a chat command also see your current stats and so on. That would be pretty amazing. So I think we go into episode 7, hopefully, and I just run www, which is Python 3 -m_b.server. It's only running on my local so far. Haven't pushed it anywhere. Yeah, so here I think that's about it. If you now write anything like !ambush, then hopefully, does it work? Does it still work? Did I break it again? I think I already broke it 3 times. So I do want to okay. Also make this into a TypeScript file. So far we basically just crushed everything down in this main.js. We have extended and not extended. Let's see. Yeah, this is probably still wrong. Code main.js. Let's try to run it again. So this one should be working. So whenever it's using the library tmi.js, which some of you might be familiar with, tmi.js. And it's, I think, this project, yeah. So that's what we're using to talk, or to listen at least, to the Twitch chat that we have here. It's very simple to use. You basically just say, I want to listen to this chat. Ah, now I know. So I did change my name recently. So we of course need to update the channel that we're actually listening to. And now if I refresh this page, we can type something. Can you maybe type anything, Bernie? That would be amazing. And it should show up in here. Connecting to server, join TypeScript tea time. Okay, this time, yeah, exactly. So currently it only attaches to the DOM. There's nothing special about this one. But now if we write !ambush, so we do not write this to the Twitch chat back. We did it at some point, but the Twitch said I heavily violated the service requirements with the bot. So it crushed and blocked the complete chatbot that we had. Oh, okay, yeah. Upon me writing !ambush, we had this ambush. Your party is in a dungeon. A wild gorgon appears. Be prepared. The attack starts in 20 seconds. And it has 171 EP. Yeah, it's very fast to start, to be honest. Currently it's 20 seconds. Yeah, it's just 20 seconds and then it immediately starts attacking. In that time, at least one person. So since we didn't do it, we kind of died. Defeat, the battle is lost. The world must rely on another group of adventurers. Gorgon lived happily ever after. Good for the Gorgon, bad for the world. So let's try that again, and we can write !join to join the battle. So I think only I can run !ambush, but maybe not. And now you can join. !join. It must be vice versa. So ! and then join. Yeah, perfect. So TypeScript tea time joined the battle alongside you, and Bernie91 joined the battle alongside you. And from now on, we can type !attack, like !attack, zoom in. And everybody who still wants to join can type !join. And then we can attack. For example, attack, and it just has to be in the message for the attack command. Maces Grace also joined. Hey, nice to see you, Maces Grace. Good to see you back. How was your day and week? So let's attack. What are we actually being ambushed by? Oh, geez, it has 306 HP. An abominable Yeti has appeared. Be prepared. Yeah, Bernie already attacked with 19 damage to the abominable Yeti, and it only has Oh, a 19. Yeah. So it does a d20 roll, by the way. Geez, we're making good attacks here. Exclamation mark attack the right arm, for example. That also works. For whatever reason, the Yeti doesn't seem to attack, which I'm confused about. Last time it was working, right? I think Mace, you were there. Yeah, yeah. The luck is definitely on your side. So you guys dealt 19 and 20 damage, and I only dealt 1 damage. So one of the house rules that whenever we played DnD was whenever you hit a 20, actually something especially good happens, and if you hit a 1, you kind of get additional minuses. But that's something that should be done at some point. So why is it not attacking us? That's now the big question. Maybe let me zoom out here again a bit. And for whatever reason, the full screen is gone. And we also want screencast mode. Let's find out. It's not attacking, right? It's also not attacking here. That is just not writing it to the DOM. But apparently it isn't. We still print out the users apparently. Natural 20. Yeah. It worked last time. So if no, that's our attack. We look for when does here start ambush random battle. We have a window.set interval. Probably the timer is never reset, maybe? Is it? I actually don't know what happens on when we lose the battle. Okay, we do the cleanup apparently. But that might just be the problem. Let's try that again with a refresh. So that because we started in the initial battle and it got 1, so we lost. So maybe that was a problem. It's the same abominable Yeti. He doesn't give up. It's a feral beast. So me joining abominable Yeti, 5th edition. How does it actually look like? Okay, thank you. This one. And it's abominable because it has these nice horns, which come directly from hell. Although I can imagine it must be very warm for a Yeti. Yeah, this time it attacks. Okay, so we have a bug definitely. We have a bug where the Yeti does not attack if there was a battle before that, and we need to fix that at some point. Let me write that down. README. I think we do it here. DnD fights. So front end must, or after one battle was lost, the next ambush should still work. Currently what? The second monster never attacks. Okay, cool. We already identified one bug. Very good, Bernie. Very good, very good. Yeah, so we have one attack on his left leg. For whatever reason, it's just attacking me. You have to join again. It's a completely refreshed page, and that's one of the issues that we're trying to solve with the backend. Currently, everything is lost as soon as we refresh the complete page here. So you can !join again, and then you can, yeah, please rescue me. This thing is kind of killing me. killing me softly. Attack ferociously. It's gonna be a fierce battle because we are doing D20 rolls. Another natural 20. Jeez, you guys are good. So Mace is great. We also need your help. It has 300 HP, so we at least everybody needs to roll 5 20s. And I doubt that luck is going to be on our side that heavy. So on average, everybody of us must do 10 attacks. Be aware, there's an issue, of course, with Twitch. If you write the same message, like exclamation mark attack, exclamation mark attack, exclamation mark attack, like 10 times in a row, Twitch will probably say to prevent bots or any kind of spam, we will not allow you to attack, to write chat messages. So ideally write something slightly different. You can also put the exclamation mark attack inside of the text. So for example, I exclamation mark attack, it's head. And that still attacks. We also need to auto scroll. One more thing. Auto scroll the page. Yeah. So currently I'm dying. Like is it attacking anybody else besides me? It should. Yeah. Again, we did this in episode 2, kind of scripted together. One time it was on me. Was it? That would be great. Yeah, it was attacking you. So it just doesn't like me. Oh no. Now it's attacking you. Did you taunt it or something? Maybe you have the holy teacup in your hand now. Yeah. By the way, cheers everybody. So today I'm drinking green tea again. Hope you have your tea or any hot beverage works ready. In times of these, so since it became hot here in Germany in summer, like I also have Club Marti, which is Marti tea. Is it mate, Marti, whatever. Yeah, but this is kind of our game that we currently have. And the idea is, am I allowed to drink wine? Of course, as a Frenchman. How can you not drink wine? Just kidding. Yeah, you're allowed to drink wine, of course. Enjoy. Yeah, probably after the stream is over, I'll probably grab a blonde, cool pills and then just chill, enjoying the sun going down, which it is still 3 hours or something. Okay. So anyway, would you like to continue with the actual fight, or I think it still has like 199 HP left. You've kind of seen most of it. You didn't see how it actually looks like when we win, but I think I can show you. Yeah, here we go. Oopsa. There we go. So it says victory, monster name has been struck down, and then it displays all the users that we have. We do get X00 XP apparently, but that's one of our challenges right now, to put everything on the back end and persist it in particular. And so in theory that's not too hard, but we completely over-engineered because we also want to learn some Mongoose in the process, and we kind of have a good degree of our app actually here. So we're using NestJS to do that. This one, yep. So NestJS, are you familiar with, to a degree maybe, with what's it called, Angular? So NestJS is kind of taking the idea of Angular of having a fairly strict architecture and pushing that to the backend. So, and all of that on top of, in the usual case at least, on top of Express.js. So Express, but I prefer Flutter. Is Flutter also able to do non-mobile apps by now, like web? That would be amazing. I kind of noticed that it released Flutter 2. I noticed that part and was kind of hyped about it, but didn't got into it more. Okay, oh, come on. I think Flutter is pretty cool, and I can imagine that yeah, you can build very, very quickly and very descriptively, which, at least that's my image, or my imagination, let's say, that I got of Flutter. Yeah, so I mean, this looks essentially all just describing what you want instead of completely prescribing how it should do it, which I like. It does work in the browser. Okay, let's. So I'm curious now. Click me. Ooh, it's spinning. Look at it spinning. Yeah. Null safety, no issues. So I suppose it's meaning null pointer style. Because null in German is 0. So if you do it in Denglish, the German English mix, it means 0 safety. Which it does not have, I suppose. It actually is safe. Yeah. So apparently one more nice thing. Try a code lab. Yeah, I was pretty hyped about it, but I didn't get into it yet, as I'm still working on a React native thingy currently that I at least want to publish. So if you are interested in that, so !GitHub, you can find our GitHub, where we also push everything of our code. And going there, you can also find the You Are Awesome app, which is not yet published. And you probably cannot click this link because it's, as I found out at some point, it's actually private. But so this nice little app that I'm working on. So essentially the idea is to have motivational quotes, but not like famous people like Einstein and Gandhi saying stuff to you, which always feels a bit unpersonal. These kinds of super famous people. So instead, what we do is we allow people to send in contributions. For example, I believe in you, my friend. Saying so who's saying that? Mike from England. And then it gets displayed. Every day you get a new message, and it's also so if you want, you can also get push notifications. Actually, besides the initial startup of the app and then you setting up push notification, you never have to touch the app again. You just get the the notifications. Everyday one, like for example, keep calm and hug the cat. Holly from Scotland greeting us here. Yeah, that's what I've been working on. You can also like the favorites that you have, I think, on Twitter at some point. Let's go to the other account. Bum, bum, bum. And I think I did post. Yeah. Can I zoom in slightly? Thank you. So you can double tap like on Instagram to like the a specific quote, for example this one from Ashley, and if you don't want it anymore you can also delete it in case. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. It's not yet there. It's pretty close to being completed, but it's like Facebook but with less hate. It is, it's definitely less hate. In particular, so currently it is getting reviewed by me. Every quote that comes in is handpicked by me. Since it's just one quote per day, that's not too much so far. And so everything that's hateful will be removed immediately, before it even gets shown to any other user. Yeah, look forward to that. If you like it, feel free to star the repository, and yeah, as soon as I push this to the beta, which means it's publicly available but still kind of a development thing, then I'll ping people. Yeah. Where? Wait. I did have Twitter open just a second ago, did I? Yeah. So for news on the awesome app, you can follow this Twitter, which is not my main Twitter. My main Twitter is this one. All right, let's get into the coding part, I guess. Where do I have my code here? Yeah, so let's close down the server for now. I think I just leave it running. I closed it. Never mind. I already closed it. I was about to say I just keep it running, so if anybody new joins, we can show it off more quickly. But that's already too late. Too bad. So we defeated, or we kind of ignored the Yeti, and probably it killed all of us, and the world got lost. But so we're using NestJS, Android basically for the backend, which prescribes a lot of stuff. Essentially, you have 3 parts. You usually have a controller which defines the API level. In our case, for example, so we have a route which you can talk to, like HTTPS or http://localhost, I think 3000 /adventurers, which comes from here. And well, then if you put a get, it looks at these decorators and then automatically runs this method. So we can also, for example, we have a post, which of course needs some so to create an adventurer. So for example, this one would be called every time a new person joins, probably. Swiftness 5K, welcome to the stream. What are some of the best ways to make profits of a website with a consistent user base? So I suppose that's, yeah, thanks for the question. I suppose these days you typically would do advertising via, for example, Google AdSense, or you're doing affiliate like product reviews and so on, affiliate apps, and then you get a piece of the review. Amazon has something like that. It's called Amazon Affiliate. And other than that, if you have a subscription theme, if you provide a service, a regular service, that's one way. Or if you just have if you're a free artist, you can also try or look into Patreon and stuff. Yep. Hope that helps. If you have any further ideas, I'm curious as well. Are you a bot? I hope not. So apparently he's not a bot. Glad to see you. Welcome to the stream. So we have the controller always in NestJS. Then we have like the service layer, which is which encapsulates the domain logic. The controller handles stuff, the connection from the HTTP layer to the service layer. And the service layer encapsulates the domain logic and stuff, but also connects to the database if we have a database layer, which we do have because we want to persist everything. Yeah, so in our case, so we have, for example, if we want to create a new adventure app, then yeah, we call on the service. So this is AdventureS is the service. We call the create method, and in this case, it doesn't do too much. It basically uses Mongoose to initiate a new. So Mongoose is a setup on top of MongoDB to add in some level of schema, so that it's not just completely random. And then it creates a document, and we save that document to the database. It also does some validation so that all the fields are actually as we want them to be. And in our case, we also, so to avoid duplication, if we get duplication on the database layer, so I think it's the username that's unique. So if we go inside of the model here, we see that the username is in fact a unique property of the Mongoose schema. We're using Typegoose here, which you can find here. Typegoose. So on top of MongoDB, we have Mongoose, which puts on schema. And to make Mongoose slightly more usable with TypeScript, we have Typegoose, which allows us to write these nice classes, which then just get decorated, which also fits very well in the NestJS stuff. And yeah, then generates the corresponding MongoDB Mongoose code. Yeah, so in case we have a duplication, we throw this error, which then on the database level on the HTTP level actually gets handled again and mapped to a proper, I think, HTTP 409 conflict, or maybe 429, I don't remember. One of those. So much for an introduction, very, very quick NestJS introduction. Let's look at the chat here for a second. Some of the wordspace that I read. Thanks a lot. You're welcome. Not a bot. Very nice. But yes, you never know in Twitch, unfortunately. There are a lot of bots out there. Actually, in one stream of MB Crump, I hope I write him correctly. Pretty cool guy. He's actually streaming right after me, probably at 9 o'clock, I think. If he didn't switch his times, he recently did. And he also does a lot of security stuff. And in one stream, he was actually attacked and got like, I think 90 or 120 subscriptions by bots. And that's one scheme of the hackers because then Twitch thinks people use these bots to give themselves more followers. And it might automatically ban the actual streamer, which is just ridiculous, but unfortunately sometimes happening. And 120 bots is actually pretty annoying, because he has to go in and manually delete or unfollow each and every one of those bots. And of course you cannot really see that it's a bot. Yeah, that's crazy. Apparently even more famous streamers in the security area, one got an attack of 1,500 bots. So his follower alert basically never ended for the whole stream. He just stopped it, because it's the follower alert like 3 seconds of somebody saying welcome. So if you want to follow, you can of course hit the subscribe button here, and then you see our follow, and that 1,500 times in a row. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. A lot of emojis up here. The gloomer is also in there, but we're actually like the boomer, yeah. And a lot of team. I think I need to change that in more T's, for example, like this. HF. Great job. Yeah, we didn't do anything so far. Okay, let's look at our README. We identified a few issues on the front end. But let's look at what we actually where we stop. So we have a database. We can receive HTTP requests. We can save to the database. We can return stuff from the database. We can update. We have some level of validation. We have uniqueness of the username. We have actually we also have validation on the API level. So NestJS comes with something called validation pipelines. This one, which we included. Did I include it here? Where do I have it? I think in the app module. Yeah. So here we set this validation pipeline globally, and whenever we have something like in this post request here, and it sees this add body, then the framework automatically looks at this class here and validates with the help of this class the fields. So for example, we cannot I think it can, let me I think I need to restart the Docker container stop, Docker container start Mongo. Yeah. So yarn dev, which just runs the app. And here we can do some requests manually with the help of this plugin. For example, we create a new adventurer with the name Pickle Rick, and he has level 9001, and he has experience something, high number, and some non-existent value. So this hopefully works. And in this case, level and experience are set here to 1. The username is set correctly. Level and experience are actually not defined on our API layer. We completely strip out every property that is not valid. But for example, if we put in a number here, which we do not allow, we get an error. Username must be a string. How do we do that? We do that with the help of this. Let's close that. Of a library called class validator, which also provides all of these decorators. So for example, this username must be a string and it must be not empty. And that's exactly what automatically happens thanks to the validation pipeline there. Rick and Morty and DnD, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. I see you also know your way around, Bernie. Nice. Yeah, all of the other properties, because they are not defined in this DTO. DTO stands for data transfer object. It just strips out everything. We could also separate it differently. This is more like RPC than REST API. Yeah. So far, let's see. How much is it not? I think this part is still RESTful. The get is still RESTful. We do not have a get individual get so far because we didn't need it. But we probably want to add one. Let's maybe do that because the next step on the README is not that much fun. I think last time because if you have a schema, one of the problems that you will run into with a production database is schema migrations. And being able to migrate stuff or knowing how to migrate stuff before you actually deploy it to production is I think a must-have. RPC stands for remote procedure call, and is a way of communicating, essentially. RPC remote procedure call. Yeah, so if you want to read about it, you can find it here. Let's go through the famous first sentence of Wikipedia. So RPC is, so usually you would do a function call. If you just have a usual application, you just say my function with some parameters. But how do you do this if you have like a server and a client separated by the network? And this is where you put in a layer, because you want to enable essentially this function call behavior. And this is how with remote procedure call, it looks pretty much as if you do a regular function call, but it's actually not. It's actually async. And it goes over the network, does something on the server, gets a result, and then so on the client side, you have a layer called stub, I think is the term, which makes it look like it's a regular procedure call. It's a regular function call, but it's actually doing a lot more. This stub basically is just an adapter which abstracts away all the logic that goes over the network and all the stuff that happens on the server. Yeah. But so far, I think we have. So far, I think it's RESTful, if I'm not mistaken. We can patch in a this is already not RESTful, to be honest, because it's providing the. So in a RESTful API, you would provide, I think, you would say something like the ID of the adventurer. But we do it with let's say the \username, and then you can add get :username. Let's write this one. So yeah, let's write this one. Get you cannot see anything. So get single adventurer. Let's write this one because it's fun, and we see how things work together so far. So we do need an async function, but let's let VS Code do the work. So we define find one, and we do want an adventurer, which awaits from the service find one, and that's basically all it does. So, and then we return. So we return a specific, like a nice form for on the API level. So this maps the database, or let's say the domain level. Adventurers.find1 would return us a domain level adventurer, but we want to remap that to something on an HTTP level. For example, if you, let's say, you have a user in a broader context, you build an API so people can log in. Usually, so you do have the password on the database layer, or at least the hash. And you might even have it on the service layer, which is in our case this.adventurers. But of course, you don't want to send the password to a client. You don't want to send the password over the network. So that's why we split the API layer and the database, or the service layer. And that's done in this case by this get adventurer DTO. It's very similar. So in this case, it pretty much does nothing, but it might do something at some point. So we want to get an adventurer DTO. So this is the get and not the create. This is get as in HTTP get of this adventurer. So it says that it does not exist, this function, on the type adventurer service. So let's declare it. Bams. And there we go. Thanks for putting it in a random place. So far it's not implemented, but let's do that. So we are already using Mongoose, so we can just use the power of Mongoose. So we want to use the adventurer model, which is of type return model type. Okay, it is. You can think of it as the MongoDB collection. Actually, I misspelled model. No, wait. How do you spell model in? Okay, in German it's Modell with double L. Okay, I got confused there for a second. And it has a method find, and we do want to find something by the username, and just by the username. That's it. And we expect that we get a username. And that's also what we want to return. Do we have to do .execute? I think we do. Document query. Yeah. So this now returns a promise of a document of an adventurer. Wait, it returns an array. Find one. Now it's an adventurer. So it returns a promise of an adventurer, essentially. That's what we want. So now we probably get errors in the console because it says argument of username was not provided. Ba-bam. Exactly. And that's exactly what we do here. I think for this we use the add param decorator. So inside of Express.js you have these request and response objects. On the request object you have a params. The params. No, wait, it's not. Do we want the params? No, we don't want the params. We just want the part after the backslash. Let me find out with the documentation how to do that again. It should be still in the simple path. At request. So this is just the regular Express.js stuff. We want add body, add query. We do want add params, right? Post get find one. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so this is what we want. The docs are actually pretty good. You can also switch to TypeScript, of course. Interestingly, sorry. This is TypeScript. And this is JavaScript. Okay. Because in JavaScript you cannot, so this part, for example, is not existent in JavaScript, of course. I got confused for a second. So we say add params. Bams. Oops, that was too much. And we import it from there, and it has type. I think we can also just do this, and then it automatically grabs the username, which is always a string because it's coming directly from the URL, and then we can just use it like so. And now it says document type adventurer or null is not assignable to parameter adventurer. Null is not assignable to adventurer. So what happens if it is not found? If then throw new HTTP or not found. Maybe not found exception. Yeah, exactly. And let's say could not find user by username $username. That's the wrong one. Yep. There we go. Now okay, thank you TypeScript. Now it's null. I missed the not here. So if it finds it, everything is fine and it returns it. If it does not find it, it returns a not found exception. We could also have done this differently by, I think we can find one and throw. Find by ID, or we cannot. Okay, that's fine. This works. Yeah, so the service layer in this case is basically just a connection to the database, and the controller level, which handles the API level, looks if we find something, okay, return it in the proper form, which has to be a JSON, and if it's not, if it did not find anything, then map it to a not found exception. And now NestJS is actually so clever to automatically map this to a 404, which is HTTP not found error. Cool. So I think this should work. Hopefully. Let's throw the one away. We can now, let's first of all get all of them. So we have Pickle. He's called Pigrig. It should be Pickle, of course. How foolish of me. So Pigrig is now in our database. If we get all of the adventurers, we find them here. Picklerig. It's me, Picklerig. Look at me, Marty, I'm a pickle. And then we do get http://localhost 3000/adventurers. You need to type it correctly. Adventurers. Thank you. / and I hope it can just handle a plus. Can it handle a space? Yeah, it does. Cool. It does not mark the rig here, but we did get it back. Sweet. And if we can I also put a plus here? Not found. Okay, so that might become an issue. I'm not sure yet. If we get actual API calls. And the error case is we do get, let me just copy this one so I don't need to write it again. And let's say not found. Whams, could not find user by username not found. Error not found. And it is a HTTP 404 automatically. Pigrig is that's why I see. That's why we use Pigrig. Yeah, I think we're fine. Since this is an educational program, I think we're fine. This falls under educational use or fair use, I think. I recently started the blog, so I had to read up on that. What am I actually allowed to use as pictures and stuff. By the way, if you're interested in the blog, so I will publish it publicly as soon as I have five posts ready. So far I have 4, and one I would kind of like to share already with you, because I think it's pretty good. So 5 hidden gems. You kind of get it as a preview here in Twitch chat. I think that link should work because it says preview. Yeah, and then you can already check out these nice things. If you use Anki, for example, amazing plugin, Anki for VS Code, and not at all known, unfortunately. Anki is a flashcard app and probably the saver of my life. Diff folders, whenever you had, like, let's say you had to completely move out a folder structure out of a repository, for example. So in my last company, we had a monorepo originally, but switched to a more microservice-oriented approach. And for that, we had to completely strip out packages of the monorepo. And so to not disturb other people which were still working in the monorepo, we basically copied everything to a new repo and had like 300 files or something, which were still worked on the other hand. So we had to sync them when we finally wanted to go live. And yeah, diff folders definitely saved my life there. So you're able to completely compare file structures. I think I also have it installed here. Diff folders. There it is. No, I haven't installed it here anymore. Okay. Partial diff, always nice. So we can do something like this, for example. How do these two strings actually differ? I don't know, but let's find out. Select. So we can compare text with clipboard and we see, here not found and pickle rig is different. I see. So this compare with clipboard is very nice. Usually if you have something from Stack Overflow, for example. Bracketeer, you might have seen me earlier that I hit this shortcut here, and it's switching the, so it's called bracketeer, but it's also able to switch quotes. And for example, if I don't want to, usually you go from this version where you have just a regular string and you want to make it a template string, you go to this with just a shortcut, which is nice. It can also switch actually the brackets and remove the brackets and stuff, but I don't use that much. A very simple one, LL, and then you have the complete path inside of your in your what's it called, clipboard. And the good thing is also you can just jump to it if you do the Control P thing. And yeah, that's it. So check that out. And as soon as I've finished my 5th blog article, I will start publishing. If you have any ideas, feel free to tell me now, or you can also whisper me on Twitch. Okay, so we have this one working. Now we can we have this one, but let's also add API tests, end-to-end tests. So implement, and then we add those end-to-end tests. Let's see, we have this app end-to-end minus spec, which already is running, hopefully. We can do yarn test end-to-end, which is defined in package.json. And now it's actually spinning up the complete app. Oh, it failed. Not so good. It's spinning up the complete app, and it's running it against an in-memory MongoDB, and then runs, for example, it gets just an empty list, just the initial one. It gets some when you post something, so you want to create something, then but you don't set anybody, then it errors with a bad request. But also nice things like here, it should create, post an adventurer and then get it. And in this case, it just uses all the adventurers. We can now change this into actually getting one single adventurer, I think. But let's find out why it's currently failing. It should update patch a newly created adventurer. Did we not fix that last time? Do we run it on the API or on the CI? I don't think so. No, I think we haven't set up any CI pipeline yet. Do we, Travis? Workflow? GitHub? No, we haven't set anything up. But we can do GitHub Actions at some point. Why is patch not working? So it expects OK, but it gets 404 not found. Why is that? Oh. So interestingly, it now returns not found. Even if we provide a, so in our patch, let's try to find out what's wrong here first. Fix those tests and then fix the other test. So fix broken API, broken patch tests. I'm pretty sure the patch still works, but let's try. Maybe I messed something up. So who do we have here? For example, Pickle Rick. And we want to patch Pickle Rick with experience 100. If we send that, we cannot patch /adventurers. Not found. Why? Didn't we have that? Adventurer controller. So somewhere in here we should see patch, and we have because I added this username here. Why did I do this? Probably just to demonstrate the how to use it. But we did see it here. So now everything should work again. Thanks tests for finding one bug. That's the magic. We are in this case lazy enough to not write actual unit tests, but I think since we're mostly passing on, I think we are fine with just basic end-to-end tests. And they are fast, as you can see, because we're having a MongoDB. We're using Mongo memory server. Everything runs in memory. It just runs fairly fast. And I think out of these 5 seconds, probably half of them is just figuring out what to actually run. So that one works again. That was a quick one. Let's close all of this stuff. We fixed it. Perfect. And now we want to add end-to-end tests. Adventurer controller. No, adventurer. No, end-to-end. Yeah, here we go. We want to get a single adventurer. I think we can use this one to also test the get. So it's in this test case, we first create a user, because of course you will have to create some user before you can get it. And then we get it. So far we just got all the users and just expected that there's exactly one. But we can, and it's the one that we created beforehand. We can go over to / here and now use bracket here again. Bams. / adventurer DTO.username. And we expect it to be adventurers. Let's see whether that works. Yarn test end-to-end. Yeah, we did it. We can also, before we do the high five, I think we can also, so we have this one get where it's just doing nothing. So get for non-existent adventurer should, let's see. So it should respond with, which is it, 404 not found. For getting forget of non-existent user. So get / I don't, well, let's see, who do we have in chat? The last message is by Mrs. Grace. So Mrs. Grace comes in here, but you are actually not found today. So let's, I think we can also run this with -- watch, and then we don't have to look at it. We don't have to type it again and again and again. It fails. Yeah. Because I did not update the error message, the expected response body. So it does send us response code 404. So we see that this is what we've got, and I know this is what we actually do expect. We do expect that it's status code 404. So this is not the HTTP status. It kind of puts the HTTP status inside of the body again automatically. A message that Mrs. Grace was not found, and the human readable version of 404. So if we save again, it runs it automatically, and there we go. Sweet. And also, so we also have Bernie here, Bernie 91. We create you now, and then we also get you. Let's actually do it like this, because it's more direct, even though it's a bit of copy pasting then, and not so dry. I like the directness of this approach in this case, at least. So for tests, I like the directness, to be honest. And there we go. Both work. Nice. So I think we have completed this complete route. Now that, after the few streams, we did a lot of setup. Adding new stuff now is actually a lot simpler. I see that the VS Code debugger for the NestJS server, that's actually done. I did that in my, before the stream. If you're interested on how to do that, basically there's a just, I think it's troubleshooting page. Yeah, so when you use jest, that is the page you probably want to go. In our case, we want to run the end-to-end tests. Usually you run the tests just by saying jest, and then in our case we have to provide the config because we want to run specific files, all those matching with end-to-end -spec. But if you want to actually debug it, it becomes slightly more complicated. This command, and then the README. In the README, I also added some stuff. Apparently not here. In this one, where on how to run the tests. So if you just run this command, nothing will actually happen. It just starts the debugger. You also have to connect, debug attached to the node process, and then it tells you somewhere in here. I think this one. And then it attaches the debugger, and now it's actually running the tests. We did not set any breakpoints, so we can set breakpoints in the application as well as in our test files, which is pretty cool. For example, here, I think we do run create. I might have to rerun all those tests so that it triggers this time, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And now we can use the regular navigation here. For example, we want to step inside of this one. Oh, okay. Magic code. I have no idea. But now we see this adventurer actually has a lot of properties. Getters and setters and levels and username and subscript v, which is a property automatically attached to documents by Mongoose and is new for some reason. Because it's actually creating something. And so on. Yep. So that one works as well, if you're interested in that. I think it just failed because it timed out. That's fine. It should just work now. So we have done that. Let me look at the time. 1918. I think we have one thing to do. Exclamation mark. High five. Good job, team. T for everybody. And on that note, you can also write exclamation mark HF, by the way. It's sorry if that was loud. I hit the microphone with my tea can. Cheers, everybody. Nice. Okay. So one thing left on the to-do list is actually trying to get those migrations into TypeScript, because we are the TypeScript time after all. But our migration files so far, because at least natively, there is no Mongoose library that properly supports TypeScript and has more than, let's say, 100 downloads per day, per week on NPM. So we did finally settle with this project here. Migrate Mongo. There's also Migrate Mongoose, which is, I think, a wrapper around it, but I'm not 100% sure. And there's also Migrate Mongoose TypeScript. And one is a layer on top of each other. But Migrate Mongoose TypeScript is not that much use. I like the fact that you migrate everything to TypeScript instead of JS. Yeah, I do appreciate the auto-completion and the compiler telling me up front that I do something wrong, because I do many things wrong. And having somebody next to you, which every 5 seconds tells you, no, that's not how to do it. And actually even faster, it's like compile, depending on the project size, but by now TypeScript compilation is really fast, even in larger projects. Yeah, that's just so much. I was fighting in my last company to get TypeScript on the front end, and I did it last week. We finally, so it's now a mixed code base. It was a mixed code base before, but now we can do more advanced TypeScript stuff, which is muy bueno. And when I say advanced TypeScript stuff, I mean something like type, let's say one of my favorites, unpack, something that out of an array, if you have an array of something, and it can be anything, because TypeScript automatically infers it if you use it like this. If that happens, you say, okay, I want to return P, else I want to return never. So what does this do? If I define, const, let's say an array of strings, hello, or let's say, who do we have here? Cool people. We have Mace's Grace, and we have Bernie. Oops, it needs to be a string. Bernie 91, and we also have Swift. Thank you. Or Swiftness 5K. Then what does unpack do with it? So if I define const x needs to be an unpack of of the type of cool people. What is this? It's a string. Because TypeScript says, of course, this is a string array, and type of cool people returns this string array. So an unpack of a string array is just the string, a string. So we can assign, for example, not so cool Mirko, which is me, or TST time. But for example, it errors on, let's say, not so cool cause it errors. Let's see if this is not a string. So for example, we put in just a number. What is this type? Oh, it's never. So yeah, and because it's never, you cannot assign anything to it like a string, because never happens, which is a very fitting name. The problem that we had in our project was extends is of course a TypeScript thing, and if you use Babel, which is JS transpilation, inside, so for example, you have a front end, a React app, and you want to write new code, but you want to, like modern JavaScript, but you want to run it also on older devices, like, I don't know, Internet Explorer 11 is the last one, I think, maybe. Then Internet Explorer, I think it might not even get updated anymore, and it does not have all these nice features. So what you do is you put in Babel, which like in a compatible way, it rewrites your code in a way that Microsoft Internet Explorer 11 still understands, and so on. So that was one thing, and it needs extra setup, with Jest and ESLint and TypeScript, and getting all of these work together. Well, man, that was that was something. So Babel, for example, by default, it will just see extends and it says, wait, that's not a real thing. Type is also not a real thing in JavaScript. Terrible. But there are ways around this. So Babel has a preset for TypeScript, which you're supposed to do, yeah, so Babel JavaScript compiler, use next generation JavaScript today. For example, this spread here is not supported by many. Can you yeah, let's do a spread here. Const x equals we have const low equals object 1 2 3 4, and we want to spread this. Okay, apparently this is still valid JavaScript even in older browsers, but there are other examples. I think imports and stuff. I don't remember now the details, because you don't need to remember anymore if you have bubble in between. TypeScript actually does the same, but so you can in tsconfig you have this the target, and if you write something like ES5 here, it will actually emit the JavaScript in a compatible version of ES5 without using Babel. But we already had Babel set up, and I had to make it work all together. And last week, after a long while, I finally did it. So that's one of my wins of the week. What about you guys? Did you have any wins of the week? Maybe we should make that a thing, or tea of the week. if you had a special drink in the last week. So wins of the week or drinks of the week. Tell me. I would love to hear about what you guys are up to. In the meantime, let's think about what we actually want to do here. So we now have an API, and let's see, what do we actually want to achieve? We want to have TMI running essentially all the time, listening to this chat. Let's take some notes here. Okay. 1 2 3 3. Okay. So we want TMI.js to listen constantly. So have server running all the time. I don't want to think about, so what's the background of that? I don't want to think about starting the service each time before our session, because I definitely forget about it. And if you can automate it or just run it every time, we can probably also automate it if we want to, like start the server at, I don't know, 17. So here in Germany, it's currently 19 o'clock, and the stream started at 18 o'clock. Start the server at, let's say, 17:30, and kill the server at let's say 23 o'clock. The database, of course, needs to be persisted, but that's why we have a database. And this way we avoid some costs. Win of the week: getting a vaccination. Dude, you've got it. Congratulations. Taking a week off for that. Yeah, I've heard the what's it called? Side effects can be pretty heavy. But congratulations, yeah. I'm also trying to get one, but whenever I give them a call, they say to me, "You're not priority group 3. You're young, and you can work remote all the time." Yes, I can, but I also want to go outside. No, you cannot get a vaccination. Yeah, congratulations on that one. So mitigated things a little bit. Nice. And then the second one also coming up probably. I suppose they also have like 2 in France. And then you immediately get your second appointment, I guess. Is that how it works? So at least that's how it works here. Dup, dup, dup. Yeah. So having the server running all the time is just for the time being. It also doesn't cost too much, I think, running it on an AWS or somewhere. We want to have TMI.js to list constantly. That's why we need the server. And we want to push TMI.js actually to the backend, which it is possible to do. And then, let's see. We want to expose. What do we actually want? Ideally, we write the messages, write bot messages to the Twitch chat directly. So we don't need this separate page. Do I have it still open? I don't think so. Right? No, I don't. Androsphere is still here. So it's just written inside of the chat. My second vaccination comes in, or vaccine comes in a month, I hope. Cool, cool, cool. So in a month you can go to restaurants and visit your family. Much, and don't get sick yourself. Cool, cool, cool. Nice, happy for you. Then, so we want to write it actually to Twitch chat, if that's possible. We do need a second account for that, because I definitely don't want to risk my production account, like the TypeScript G time account, to be banned because it's spamming. If we get banned a second time, we have to think of something else, like writing it to a maybe actually writing it to a file, like, yeah, writing it to a file, the chat all the time, and then you can just go to a website and it's there all the time, the newest stuff. But I think for now the way to go, because we don't have to write a front end then, is just we write messages directly from the server to the chatbot, to the Twitch chat. So having that, why did we actually write the API layer? If it's running on the same server, we just need function calls. But yeah, I mean, writing the API layer wasn't that hard anyway. The harder part was, the way harder part was setting up the database, to be honest. So yeah, this is kind of the future-proof way of doing things. Yeah, it might have been overkill, but I think, as I said, all of this is a learning experience. We didn't need to go with Mongoose, for example, or with Typegoose. I guess getting a Flask Electron project to work was my win of the week. Nice, dude. Congratulations. Let me. So I know what Electron is. It's the thing that VS Code is running in. I think VS Code is actually an Electron app, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's running inside of Electron. And as you see, Electron can be pretty cool, definitely. And let's see, Flask. I thought Flask is, yeah, an alternative to Django, like a Python. Yeah, it's web front end in as a desktop app. Exactly. Basically, the React Native or Flutter, but for desktops. So you mean Python Flask? I haven't worked with it. I did work professionally with at Bernie. Yes. Okay. I did work with Django. Or is there another Flask? Node.js Flask? Connecting Flask with Node.js. Or do you have a Python backend? And you have a Electron. Ah, I see. I see. So you have a Python Flask backend. So basically, what we do here with NestJS and Express, and then as a front end, Electron React. I see. Is React bound? Is Electron always React? Sorry, is Electron always React, or is React an additional part for to put on top of Electron? I'm curious. Yeah, there are so many great tools out there. You can use plain HTML on Electron. Oh, but you can also use React stuff and all the JavaScript probably then. So probably also Angular, which I'm also not familiar with, but I do remember Electron. Yeah, apparently also a thing. Ultra fast bootstrapping. And then we have Electron React, was it? Ah, that's probably not here. Electron React. You can do it with Create React app? Seriously? Cool, I didn't know. Yeah, why do you want to avoid ejecting? Yeah. Ejecting is losing every power. Where is it? Boilerplate and CLIs. So it has a CLI, I suppose. But there are some extensions for React and stuff. Interesting. So this is for people who do not have a browser. I think it's more. You mean Electron? I think it's more. I mean, you don't want to use VS Code inside of a browser because it's way slower, right? So you get a lot of power by having native code on top, sitting on top of your operating system, essentially, instead of sitting on top of your browser, on top of your operating system. It's one abstract, one layer that pulls down the speed less, and you probably have a lots more lots more control. Or for people who know a little web front end and who want to say, I do not only do web apps, I also do nice. Yeah. Me with mobile apps. Okay. Let's put TMI.js on the backend, I guess. Let's make just a 5-minute break here. I get some new stuff. You also probably want to get a new hot beverage. So far, very nice stream. Thank you so far. So I'll see you in 5 minutes, and I'll just leave everything on except the microphone, of course. Welcome back. So some UT and freshness, and actually, because we're having our Jubilee, 3 months of TypeScript tea time. Today before we dive in and start with putting everything that we have essentially on the front end, we will do one thing. Oh my goodness, what is it about? What could it possibly be? Let me just check the chat before that. So what is this Electron Flask project about? Yeah, good question. It's for shareholders which have stocks and shares on many different bank accounts. The user can collect all his shares, calculate his earnings and stuff. Ah, sweet. It's always nice. Like a portfolio management thing. Nice. In multiple banks. Ah, I see. So an aggregated portfolio management. Sweet. Yeah, that's useful. I have some also in multiple banks and services, and need to look into every single one differently. Nice. Okay, so here we go. The special thing this stream. It's me! Oh, we're doing it with a video! It's a video, guys! And girls. Nice! You know what? Face reveal. Doxed. No, I did intend to do this at some point anyway. And I think the 3 months Jubilee is actually a pretty nice day to do that. I think the webcam, at least from a, tell me if I'm wrong, so because it's your screen on which you have to look at it. Oh my goodness, you have to look at it. Terrible. So I can also push this slightly to the side. So 2 things. I hope the brightness is okay. And other than that, because I have not, as I stream this with a video for the first time, currently I'm just using my webcam. And as you can see, it's like the frame rate is like 5 FPS per second or something. 5 frames per second. Which is not ideal. But as we do this more often, I think it's still nice, and it kind of gives this a more Jubilee style feeling to it. So we are going to put everything that we essentially had on the front end, except of course writing to the DOM, because we cannot do that, on the back end. And then somehow make it visible. I'm not sure how to do that one yet. By that, on that note, I think. Never mind. I was about to say I think I found a use case for the for these create the adventure DTOs and so on, but I actually didn't. Because if we the idea of usage would be something like you type exclamation mark my status, for example, and then it prints something like let's say TypeScript tea time has level 5 warrior, or take something mage, experience to next level 300 of 800, something like that. Okay. Yeah, so that's one idea that I had, but that's also TMI.js listening and directly writing into the Twitch chat. So there is nothing that needs to be, there's no API call on this server involved. Well, nevertheless, let's see what else we can do here. Let's do TMI.js then. And this one is not wasteful, besides learning. And learning is never wasteful. So to put TMI.js on the server, I will start a new, essentially a folder, and there's a specific construct inside of. Let's maybe. So we want all of this, and for now, sorry, we want. So we want to TMI.js to listen constantly. So we do need a new module. We do need install packages, and then we need to start listening for messages on Twitch, to Twitch, in Twitch chat. Like so. And then, let's see, then start migrating, migrate all the main logic, which is monster fighting. And that's actually a much larger step, which we have to split up further. Okay, but here we can start. So inside of NestJS, we have these folders, which are called modules. There's also a file called module. So you cannot, for example, from this, okay, common is a bit special, but if we, and NestJS actually comes with a CLI tool to generate a lot of stuff. So we want nest generate module chat watchdog, maybe. Or how do we call it? TMI.js, Twitchbot, chatbot? Chatbot? Chatbot might work. Also stage everything. And now it generated this new directory with a chatbot module inside. And what we also want to do, chatbot, or I didn't capitalize it here. I think both are fine. Cool. Then we can also, inside of this, we want actually, so we don't have an API layer, so we don't want a controller as we had in the adventurous module. We do want a service, which encapsulates all the domain logic, which we do with, actually maybe we want a controller. Let's try a bit around. Maybe we can still, so let's see. Yeah, no, I don't think we need a controller in the regular sense, at least. So nest g generate service, and we want to have a chatbot, and we're BAMS. And now it added this chatbot into the essentially imports for this module, which is nice. And hopefully it also, so there's one top level module, which also now imports the chatbot. All of that automatically. It's some degree of boilerplate that we do not have to write ourselves. It also generates a test file, which we then can run. Okay, so this just does one import, and other than that, it's just a regular class. This injectable means, so NestJS uses a lot of dependency or inversion of control, dependency injection. And if you provide something with add injectable, it can be, and you have another class, let's see, I think this one, for example. So this app service, or let's go to adventurous. App service we can actually delete. It's boilerplate. This adventurous service, which actually does stuff, it's also an injectable. And this controller, it now, so NestJS with the help of the metadata, it sees that this constructor actually needs an adventurer service. And then it automatically injects it here. We could also write something like add inject. And then we can give it a token to inject, or a specific class or something, which then does injection stuff for us. Very powerful, in particular if you want to completely separate stuff from each other and do it unit by unit. For example, this test now, this file does not, mostly it depends on the, let's see, on the, it mostly depends on the interface that's defined by this class, but not actually on the class. I mean, in JavaScript, everything is a bit strange, but still. So it's slightly more Java-esque, I would say, actually. Coming with a lot of power, but also with some boilerplate. So, chatbot service. What do we want to do with it? I think we do want to have a constructor in which we start our TMI.js client. So let's call it, it's a private variable called maybe let me, so code main.js. This is the file that we have so far, and it's a client. Okay, and then we connect, and then we start listening to stuff. Let's maybe, before we go further, there might actually be a TMI.js NestJS. Ah, too bad. I was hoping it has a setup that we can actually use decorators, but it doesn't. What do you have to say, my friend? Okay, so far he just... Okay, yeah, that's fine. Too bad. So because decorators would actually be pretty nice if we can define something like add. So essentially we could abstract this one into a decorator, which would be pretty rad, I think. And if that works, or something like all of these if something. Let's see how it goes. So first of all, let's get a connection running. So TMI client, let's call it like that, which is of type, and now we need to import TMI.js TypeScript type definitions. Oh, please have some. Ah, there they are. Did we use yarn or package? Yeah, we did use. We used npm. And we only want to install them. Npm install dev dependencies, TMI.js. We also, of course, have to install TMI.js itself. TMI.js. There we go. npm install, and this one is, of course, a production dependency. So we want it in our dependencies and not in the dev dependencies. So we do want all of this stuff probably, which we do with this.tmi client. Let's say unknown here for a second. This is a new, let's try to import it. Imp from tmi.js, I think. And let's see how we can import it. Client, apparently. Bams. And this looks pretty good. So we have all the... Did we already provide everything? Yeah, perfect. So it does not have an identity. Identity is when we want to write. So for writing to Twitch chat, which we don't want to do right now. Let's just get it running for starters. So for writing to Twitch chat, it should be secure. We want to debug. Yes, we want message log level info. That's fine. We want to connect to. Did I copy it from here? No, I didn't. Yeah, okay. Wait, where did I copy that from? Ah, from here, okay. Get confused there for a second. We message log level info is, I think, that the default. So we don't need to provide that. Reconnect through, secure. Yeah, always nice, but yeah, always nice. And then we can say, okay, this.tmi client.con. It's still of type unknown, which means we can assign something to it, but we can actually not use it. So what we want is we want this to be of type client. And for visibility, let's do it like this. And now we want to tmi client dot connect. And this returns a promise. We cannot await the promise here in the constructor. Be aware of that. So if I write await here, it actually tells me await expressions are not allowed within async functions. Are only allowed. Okay, and we cannot. So what I want to say is you cannot have an async modifier in front of a constructor. It's not possible in JavaScript. Constructor is designed to just return immediately. We have two ways around this. One is we could provide something like a static get instance, and this one can actually be, I think it's async static or static async, static async. Yeah, like so. So we could do it like this. The problem that I see with that is that we cannot leverage the power of NestJS that much anymore. So what I will do instead is we have like private is ready. And this is a promise of something, of this type. And it's or null. And at the beginning, it should just be null. Or let's rename this into connection promise, or connected maybe. And we assign this to the TMI client. So from now, do we actually need this? Wait, I think we don't need that anymore. Anyway, we just connect, and then we define all the on something, and everything is fine, if I'm not mistaken. So if we just remove this again, sorry, we do need the connect call of course, and from now on we define all these callbacks, which will only be called after the promise has resolved, by design of WebSockets. So this is using WebSockets under the hood. If you go into your browser, I will do not use it right now. In your open the DevTools inside of Twitch, and you go to the network tab, you actually under WS you see that Twitch is actually sending WebSockets. So each time a chat message is sent, for example, hello, it will show up in here. And this mechanism is essentially the same that we are using here. Actually, it is the mechanism that we are using here. So from now on, we can just say this.tmi client dot on, I suppose. And then, for example, message, we can say do something. And we can just, let's make it simple for the beginning. We copy everything and then paste it here and log chat to page. We just want to log it. So let's say console.log msg and throw everything away. Did I miss a bracket? This one? Yeah, parenthesis. So let's log something like username, colon, and then the message. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, it's already running. So it is now listening. Can one of you please send a message, like anything you like? I think it will just show up down here in our console. So it's listening. Test. Webams. There we go. So what did we do so far? We initiated this client listening to our Twitch chat that we have here for this channel. It's actually then connecting. So this is basically just configuration. Then we actually connect or initiate the connection. We cannot really await it, but it's using an event-based approach anyway. So as soon as we are connected, we can receive stuff. And one of those events that we get, the host does not eat cucumber salad. wait, what? What? I'm actually on stream now. I can do stuff like this. Mind blown. Why would not eat cucumber salad? Is it maybe like a cat? Whenever it sees cucumber, it's like freaking out and exploding. We don't want exploding cats here in chat. Yeah, on our stream. Continuing. So we at some point we are connected, and then we can receive from the WebSocket connection. We can receive events, and one of these events has the type message. And if so, we register a callback. This is our callback. Whenever we receive something of type message, we execute this function, and it also automatically receives the channel, which is always the same in our case. But we could, theoretically, we could make it listen to somebody else's chat. And then, I don't know, whenever they use a particular word, sorry, hit the microphone there. Whenever they use a particular word, we get an ambush. But that would actually be pretty cool, to be honest. Whenever somebody uses the word ambush in some stream about something, we get actually ambushed. Then some tags. Tags are stuff like, yeah, apparently chat user state. So there's a lot in here. For example, we could listen to only moderators. We could listen to the user type, username, what flags it has, what emotes and colors, and so on. So my color, for example, would be red in this case. And I suppose I have a flag or a badge. What are flags? I don't know. What's the difference between flags and badges? I suppose the thing that we see, for example, for me, the camera is probably a badge. Bits, people which is not possible in our stream so far, or subscribers and stuff. Then what else do we have? We have the message, which is just the string. So in this case, haha. Interestingly, it puts these brackets around it. If you just use a new username, and the username can be undefined. Oh. Well, it puts those brackets around it apparently. And other than that, it has the message here. What else do we have? Self. Self means, so if you have the chat writing into, sorry, if you have the chat bot writing into the chat again, it would listen to its own messages. And to avoid infinite loops, you probably want to ignore everything that the chatbot writes himself. Yeah, you don't want the chatbot to react to himself. It would just, yeah, be confusing probably. So that works. High five, everybody. T for everyone. And I remember that this is actually 5 seconds, 3 or 5 seconds delayed until it reaches you. Cool. Sweet, 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 sweet. We don't need the writing for now to do someday. Let's start and yeah, move some actual messages over, I guess. We can, maybe we extract this part here into a function, and since it's completely independent of anything, do we, okay, let's see how we type this. So const handle, let's call it handle message. Actually, this is our main method. And I just want to move it outside because this will become slightly longer. And having everything in the constructor is kind of confusing. We can also move this one outside const tmi config. Here's this object, and we put that into the client. So now we have slightly easier to read constructor to get a faster overview, and then you can go into details as you like. So the fun stuff now becomes how we type this. And what I think we will do is doing some advanced TypeScript. We want a client, or so this type of client maybe, dot. Can we do dot here? TMI, so it is the client. And then dot on. Dot on does not work. Can we not get this somehow? This client event listener blah blah. How do we type this? I mean, I can just copy this one, right? That's probably the easiest. Bams. Chat user state, we probably have to import. Oh, it's not exported. It is exported. Okay, everything's fine. And then so this is our type. This is confusing now. I would say we extract this into, wait, what do we need? We just need to write it as proper TypeScript, right? Chat user state, message string, and self boolean. And then we remove the type annotation, and I think that's it. Yeah. So if we would say something like number here, probably this one fails. Yeah, perfect. So that works. Channel we don't really care about currently. And now we can write the actual handle message stuff. Let's do it. Let's move it down here. Yeah. Let's do it down here. And see what else we need. So let's write at least part of it like we rewrite it completely. So if our message is equal to !ambush, then what? Then we should start a random battle. Bams. So do we actually need anything of the, do we need any variables here? If so, we might need to put this into the, okay. Into the chatbot. So two things here. We could either first just migrate everything from the main.js into our chatbot service, like essentially hard coding stuff, or we can immediately try to make it complex, but hopefully scalable. What do you guys think? First migration or completely design the API layer with the domain layer actually with monsters and with I don't know what, like object oriented very much. I actually don't know which one is easier. Probably just making it run. It's probably easier to migrate everything from here to TypeScript, and then slowly pulling it out of this file into something more, which has better scalability. So in the long run, I think we want to go with the way where we have actually objects and classes. So far we just have plain objects. Like here, this is monster is null at the beginning, and then we at some point we define something with HP. These aren't objects so they are objects, but they are basically just data. And what we can of course do is do object orientation and have some class and instances of monsters, which are then which you can then think of monsters, and they can .attack, and then they can I don't know, .take damage, and they can get damage, and so on. So I think that's the scalable way. But so talking about this, I think our first goal should be to migrate everything over, because then we can start playing, right? Without me again searching like we did in the beginning, trying to get this page up and running again and whatnot. So I think for now I kind of answered my own question, and we just move everything over and then say, okay, first the work, then the fun. Yeah, we kind of get to a state where we can basically get rid of main.js much faster, and then can concentrate on the migration, making everything objects, and doing a more object-oriented approach, which I think will scale much nicer. So this render battle, for now I just copy and paste it. And so far we use this notation, so let's stick with it. We have apparently a monster. Start random battle. We need to have these global variables here. Bams, all of these, we just take them and put them right here. All of it is ugly, but bear with me, it will become better in time. We need to type this somehow. Currently it's any. Oh my goodness. This is null, or I think a number. I think. Colon. Monster will be an object or null. I think I can copy the data already. So somewhere over the rainbow, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, we can find the monster, hopefully. We have, Jesus Christ, monsters. Yeah. Where does monsters come from? From nowhere. Wait, what? Monsters should be somewhere. Code open VS Code. So we have monsters.json.js. Yeah. So a cool dude on GitHub has created this random combat encounter generator for DnD 5th edition. And we took his CSV file, turned it into a JSON, and yeah, this is what it's like. So for example, it has a doppelganger, which is, by the way, a German word, doppelganger. So an object with a name, an area where it appears, a type, it is a monstrosity, and how many HP it has. In here, we also find the Yeti. We did not see the regular Yeti. We actually saw this abominable Yeti, which has 1 HP more. But and yeah, we can, I think, just copy and paste all of this over. Bams. We put it inside comment chatbot. Let's put it inside chatbot for now. We call it monsters.json, and let's not call it .json, but we call it .json.ts. And it's not a var, it's a export const monsters, which works fine. You know some German. Guten Tag. Nice. Then from now on, we switch to German. Guten Tag. Willkommen bei der TypeScript. Oh, I have to. No, not that much. Die Typen. Script is a German word, right? Script. Typenscript T-Zeit. Not so much. Ich bin Mirko. Cool. Nice. I think I do know some words in French. But I forgot most of it. I cannot even, so even after 3 years or 4 years of school, learning it in school, I cannot even count to 10. So where did you learn your German? Curious. In the meantime, so we have monster here, and we can use type of monsters at 1. And we can import it, and we can, I think we can import. It's just a TS file. Some coworkers are German. Oh, cool. So you're a software developer, I suppose, being in this stream. Mine is nice. Mace's Grace is on a on Warpath today. Don't take it personally. So I personally prefer tea. Here you see my teacup, my tea can. I can now actually show it on screen. There we go. Nice and big. In Japan, I had like a very long one. That was actually pretty cool. So Japan glass tea can. They also come with a filter. It looked similar. So from a size, it looked similar to this one. It's this one, I think. Oh, yeah. It's exactly this one. The filter is slightly different here. But other than that, basically you put in your tea. So if the filter dips in slightly deeper. You speak Japanese? Yeah, I do. Because you need to learn Japanese if you want to work in Japan. You probably need to, yes. I would expect that. There are not so many English speakers. They are very eager to speak English, but it's rough to understand some. The English Japanese is sorry, the Japanese English is hard to understand. On the other hand, the English Japanese is also fun. Yep. I do. So coming back here. In fact, the awesome app. So it is actually, it's completely in Japanese as well. So the messages that you've seen at the beginning, the community messages that are actually shown, they are always in English currently, at least. But let me find the file, localizations, I think. You can set the app to Japanese. There we go, JA, Japanese, come on. So JA probably, yeah, there we go. Yep. For example, dark mode in Japanese is dark mode. Settings is sette, language is gengo, and so on. I did write most of this, I think, but I did have some support from a Japanese native, which definitely is necessary, particularly because so my Japanese is mostly, when it's informal level, everything is fine. When it comes to the quite formal stuff, and of course if you write an app and you say like you speak slightly more formal, or you have words like I don't know, if you find an error, please submit it to blah blah, then it's definitely easier to ask a native as well. And most of the time they say maybe it's not very natural, maybe say it like that. Coming back here, so we do have this say method that we are missing. We also are missing subscript, which is Lodash, the amazing library. Do I not have Lodash installed? How could I? Heresy. npm install Lodash, and we also want to install the types for Lodash. And since we're on the server side, I don't really care about the file size, so we can just install everything, and everything is nice. So that's not right. Why does my import statement not work? Maybe because it's the first one. So clone deep, yeah. By the way, there's also an upcoming one of the posts is actually on one of the blog posts that I've started writing. I'm not sure whether I have actually finished. Oh, okay. So locally, I wrote most of this, but apparently I have not copied it over to dev.io. So there's one about deep clone deep coming up. Lodash random, which is also always nice, and I hate that it's not part of the standard library. Import clone deep. No, we want it like this. Yeah. Okay, now that works. Is it typed correctly? Yeah. Now it works. Yeah. Now it works. Everything is fine. Then, so we do have the monster now. We want this say function, which in our case simply is console.log, an abstraction around console.log, which will come in handy with time, I think. To do move. So we have this, we have so when we get exclamation mark ambush and it must be precise, then it starts a random battle. It clone deeps this monster data, because we don't actually want to change any of this types, what is called, any of these objects. I think we did make we do have this trick here. So it's actually just in order to avoid changing the base data, we do a little trick here. We do .map, and we freeze every object inside. You can also write it like this. That means whenever you want to now try, for example, monsters at position 0.hp equals 5, it's a read-only property. And it's not only read-only on TypeScript level, it's also read-only on JavaScript level. JavaScript will throw an error if you have frozen an object. What I'm slightly confused about here is that it's typed as unknown. Why? Because of my last change? Okay, interesting. TypeScript apparently does not like it if I make this into a just functional programming style. Instead of passing the object inside, I can just, usually you can just write this, but it does change the type for whatever reason. Or it doesn't? Read only unknown. Yeah, no, it changes the type for whatever reason. Okay, whatever works. So we just create a copy of that monster, which is just the data, or null. We say interestingly, from now on it is monster dot object is possibly null. Oh, cool. It automatically... Nice. I didn't know that. It automatically notices that this is already defined now. After this, even though it's a let. That's pretty cool. I wasn't aware of that. Then it sends this message. It says this message. Guys, I have to go offline. All right. Thanks a lot, Bernie. Happy to have you again. Our next stream is on Wednesday, same time, so 18 o'clock Central European summertime on Wednesday. Enjoy your dinner and have a great day. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining again. Moving on, we have this timer, which we now define to be window.timer, but in this case, we don't want window dot because we are now inside of Node. We don't have a window. We just want to have set interval, and in this case, the type and changes. It becomes Node.js dot timeout. Timeout. Okay. Timeout. Bams. Can I find name monster attack? Where does monster attack come from? Ah, okay. It's a function, not an object. It sounds like an object. So let's call it monster attacks. So it's at least somewhat of an object. This becomes, I think, better when we have object orientation. So apparently we have users being with implicit any. We do have some degree of stuff. I think it looks like this apparently. So this one is an array of a boolean and a string. So, and this is an array, and we can extract this into an interface actually. This is a user. Bams. Or actually it's an, in the future it's an adventure, but for now it's a user. You want to replace this with an adventurer at some point, the party. Okay. Then let's see here. Yeah. Also at that point, hello to everybody in chat. We have a lot of faces in here. Sad girl, rogue girl, Mace Grace, Commander Root is again in here. Andrew, another TV viewer, Academy Impossible, Yeti. Hopefully not the Yeti that we fought earlier, as well as Rogue Girl. I think I said your name at the beginning. Hello everybody. Hope you have your cup of tea or your hot beverage ready for some more TypeScript action. So what we're doing is we have a DnD chat battle apparently. Whenever somebody writes !ambush in the chat, a random monster attacks, and then people can, so chat viewers can write !join to join the party against that monster, and then it essentially becomes a turn-based battle where the monster attacks, and then all the users can attack every, I think, 20 seconds by writing something like !attack the foot of the monster. And then you have kind of a nice little story in there. So we are currently in the process of migrating everything from basically a script that we that we throw out in JavaScript, like in episode 2. And we migrate that slowly to a backend actually, and persist stuff over multiple chats, over multiple streams. That's the goal, and have those battles, and everything probably running on the server, and then connecting to the Twitch chat, writing into it these battle messages. But for now, we are still in the process of migrating. For that, I basically copy everything from this main JS file into our TypeScript code, and at some point we will make this more domain driven and object oriented. So we currently have the lose battle here. The function lose battle does some stuff. Oh, that's the wrong one. Bams. The timer interval is not cleared anymore. I think it's now, so if timer interval, then timer interval dot, how do you clear it actually? Is it just clear interval maybe? Node.js timeout dot unref hasref. Do we have clear interval? No. Let's see how we can. Sorry, where is it? Here we go. So we want to clear timeout Node.js timers. So we have an interval. We have an interval, right? Not a timeout. And it receives a callback and returns a timeout for use with clear interval. So we can use this one, and it receives a timeout object, which do we have to write something like global dot? Yeah. Now it receives. So without this global, it thinks we are in the browser. And in the browser, it would say an interval is just a number, which is a process, I think, ID, or some process ID. But since we are in Node.js, Node.js would actually understand this, but we can make TypeScript also understand it by saying global dot clear interval. And then it says it's a Node.js timeout, or it receives a Node.js timeout and returns nothing. So the question is, why is it not working? Because I'm not inside of this if statement. Okay, so that works. We are missing the monster apparently. So we just fixed one more error, I think somewhere here. We can replace all of these calls to Lodash with just the random function, which we have imported from Lodash. We need this monster, and I would have expected it to. It's possibly undefined now. For now, I say we just exclamation mark it. This essentially, so this exclamation mark essentially tells the compiler to just be quiet and assume that whatever I give it is truthy. Or at least, let's say, defined, definitely assigned. So for example, if it's an object or null, it will just, the exclamation mark makes the, we tell the compiler, don't worry, it is not null. This is not nice, we will fix it at some point, but not for now. So let's just do this and make a node to do fix exclamation mark definite assignments. I think that's the right term, exclamation mark. So I think that works. What else do we have to? So I think from here on we can already try stuff. So we are still in the chat because it also automatically restarts whenever I save. I think we can just write exclamation mark ambush in here, and we're bams. We get an ambush. Your partner is in nature. A wild cloud giant appeared. Be prepared. The attack starts in 20 seconds. And I suppose in 20 seconds we get a message that we actually died because nobody can join. Oh no, nobody can join. Oh, why did nobody join the party? Because there's no way to join the party. Oh my goodness. Yeah. A cloud giant, 5th edition. I want the picture. He looks like a human, to be honest. He actually looks like a human. But he has cloudy hair and his... I cannot zoom in that much. He's maybe, to a degree, he's Dracula. Maybe you can see? I think I can zoom. access. I do want zoom. Yes. Yeah, you can see here, he's Dracula. Let's close that again. Okay, so this is a cloud giant. And from here on, he tried to attack somebody, but actually nobody is there. If a cloud giant attacks somebody, but nobody hears it, did he actually attack somebody? Oh, philosophy with Mirko. So interestingly, he still tried to attack somebody. Defeat. The battle is lost. The world must rely on another group of adventurers. Cloud Giant lived happily ever after. And as of then, it tries to attack somebody and it fails. That's interesting. Shouldn't it have cleared? If not monster target. It does not return. Aha, we fixed the bug. Whoop. Because, what happened here? So we did see the message that we were defeated. Nobody was there. But it still continued the execution because this return did not stop function execution. So this was still, it was still trying to execute this. And then it failed right here. Cool, we fixed another bug. Nice. Okay, so now let's make us join. What happened here? It's the JS file. So on message, handle message. Okay, so on if the message is equal to join, or let's say includes message wait, message dot includes exclamation mark join. This makes it slightly more funny because now you can write something like I join our party of furious adventurers. If that happens, join party. And we want to have the username who is actually joining the party. Where do we do this? Join battle. So let's call this join battle for now. No, let's call it join party because we can. So it takes a username, which is a string, and I wonder how the username can be undefined. So if not username, just return. Let's do it like that. If there is no username, we just return from the very beginning, avoiding some annoyance. Cannot find join party. Cloud giant bad. Giant cloud good. Yeah. Let's look at nice giant clouds. Ooh. Oh no, it's a no. You didn't see that. We are a family. Dude, it's a cloud giant. Oh. Dude, it's a cloud giant. And the giant cloud. Oh my goodness. Is it then neutral? Or chaotic evil? I wonder. Cool. So in this case we lock the users. So let's say dot to string. And we make this into something nice. Joined stand together in stand united in battle against. Are we always fighting evil? I don't know. Let's say stand united in battle. Oops, my bad. So what does join party do? First it prints out something. Let's put this one on top. And maybe we do instead a join, and we do colon with a space. So this will just, if you have a list of, let's say, Maces Grace, and who else do we have in chat right now? Track 13. Welcome. So if the users is this list, it will print it as stand united in battle. It will print it like this with the help of this join. It will add this comma space between each entry, and it will actually skip the last one. So if another person comes here, Battle Lord, I don't know, is that a user in chat? Or let's say, what do we have here? Yeti. Yeah. So it will always, join will skip the last one. So we get a nice message in chat. Connecting, sending authentication. Why should you authenticate? Well, so now we can join, I think. Let's try that. So somebody please ambush initialize. So exclamation mark ambush in the chat. And after that we can exclamation mark join. I'm not sure. I think we can actually join before the ambush actually happened. I need to, of course, do this. Mace is great. Joined the battle alongside you. Object, stand united in battle. Not what we wanted. So we probably have to do .map, and then we say u maps to u.username. Second try. Join again, please. Exclamation mark join in the chat. Damn you, object. we will get you this time, you evil fiend. Exclamation mark join. Mace's Grace joined the battle alongside you. Yeah, it works, dude. Woo! And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it does not have the braces. Did we add those? We don't. I wonder why is that? Why does this one have? It's just it's this one, right? Text or username? Oh. Well, works for me. So we can now join the battle. Now we need to also be able to attack, and after that's done, I think we are at a place today for finishing. So I copy all of that part. Bam is a. So if the message includes the word exclamation mark attack, then we go through the user list and find the user that we have. We then look whether this user can still attack, and if he can attack, the user should attack. If not, then nothing happens. Yeah, because you already attacked. I do not want to attack, but you still do it. I think you. It's not doing the thing yet. Because we have TypeScript errors here. Give it a couple of minutes. So we copy all of this parameter. We put in our user, which is it the actual user or is it? Yeah, it's the actual user. Webams. So the user attacks, it just console logs. We can remove that one. We said that the user has actually attacked to true, so that in this round he cannot attack again. Then we determine his strength, which is a dice roll of a d20, and then we set the monster's HP. So we apply the HP to the monster. Now things get interesting. This is read only. How do we make it how do we make it readable again? Now we just have a TypeScript error, I think, because this is actually a readable copy. So clone deep, was it? There we go. What do you return? It also returns a read only. That's not ideal. In that case, in that case, yeah. Okay. For now, let's fix it in a very simple way, which is just removing this freezing. Property by property. Can we just copy the deep clone? We could. But then I don't need to use deep clone, right? So you're right. Instead of doing deep clone here, since our data is very simple, clone deep, okay. We could just do the following. We do ... And I think now it should be a readable copy. Yes. But wait. Yeah, it's a readable copy now. The problem is, how do we type this on at the top? I mean, yeah, we can just not use type inference. I think we have TypeScript, move TypeScript, interface. Okay. We can just make this an interface. So this is a string, this is a string. This is of course a string, and this is a number. And then we say this is an interface of a monster. Oops. Bams. And we say interface monster. Where's my interface user? There we go. Let's put that here. Oh, the TMI config at the top. Then we don't say this is type of, we just say it's a monster. And now it should work. Yes, it works. I think we don't need deep clone now. Yeah, and it actually removed it already. Cool. Thanks for the hint. Now. So it can attack. Unfortunately, TypeScript is not clever enough here. So but we are, because we assert that monster and user are defined here. So now TypeScript is clever enough. Unfortunately, it does not. Apparently, it does not expand this. If I do not put it here, it says I cannot. It might be undefined, although it's asserting that it's existing in here, which is unfortunate. They might have actually changed something with the 4.3 release. Currently, we are on 4.2, but I'm not 100% sure. There was something changed. Anyway, let's go to the monster attack. So we do still have the monster here. We just assert for now that it's that everything is fine. We can make it slightly better by providing the monster and then saying monster in here. So in this case, we do not need the exclamation mark here. We do not need the exclamation mark here. We do need the assertion that it's running, the monster is defined up here. Oh, okay. Okay. There's also another one. Where else do we have those exclamation marks? If we are lucky, I think it was monster dot, right? If we are lucky, we can actually put in the monster here, exclamation mark, and then get rid of all the exclamation marks. So now, my bad. Up here, we can remove this. And of course, monster attack is now not so easy. Okay, let's make it like this. So for now, whatever. We're just migrating, so I think that's fine. Finally, we need the win battle, which does not do much, fortunately. Bams. So it clears the timer, and we need to do the same as we do down here. So it clears the interval. Wait, there's a clear interval. Oh, okay, perfect, nice. And then it can, I think this one can take in the monster. So that one is defined, and you take monster. And then it just says it, and everything is fine. Coolio, 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 coolio. Whoop. Oh, interesting. We have the formatting of the users here again. So that's also one thing that we can probably move out at some point. I think that's it. I think we can ambush, we can join, we can attack, right? And there are no further errors. Let me switch on the lights for a second, because it's getting surprisingly dark, even if the video is still nice. Yay! Give me a sec. Oh, hope that doesn't mess up the lights. And it does. Okay, let's live with it. I think we're done anyway. So monsters are actually attacking when it gets dark. Oh my god. Yes. That means an ambush. Your party is in a dungeon. A wild ogre zombie appeared. Be prepared. The attack starts in 20 seconds. Whoa, Mace's Grace is up for it. And man, it has. Oh, why do we always get the hard battles? It had 316. The heart is split here. It only has half hearts. Nice, that would be good. So Mace's Grace joined the battle alongside you. Mace's Grace stand united in battle. TypeScript Tea Time joined the battle alongside you. Mace's Grace, TypeScript Tea Time stand united in battle. The ogre zombie already attacked twice, in fact, and attacked Mace's Grace. But Mace's Grace also attacked to deal 9 damage to the ogre zombie. I wonder if we can defeat this thing. It's actually pretty hard. Attack, typical Bard move. I do not want to attack, I want to seduce it. Ooh. Mace's Grace did 2 damage. Mace's Grace! Why? Are you doing Bard damage now? 16 damage. Attack the ogre. Attack by casting white magic. Or yeah, white magic. Did I write magic correctly? Yeah, I did. White magic is not as effective as I hoped it would be. Exclamation mark. Attack. Step back and attack. Ooh, with your eyes closed. Step back and attack. So ogre zombie dealt 4 damage. Mace's Grace did 7 damage to the ogre zombie. 261 left. TypeScript Tea Time did 14 damage here. Another 14 damage down. 233. Attack once more. Attack with a backflip. So waiting for the ogre to attack. A go! Did it attack? I don't think it attacked. Damn it. But attack with backflip. But this time actually hit. Oh, only 4 damage. Jesus. Yeah, we definitely need some more attack power here. To burn down 361 HP. Maybe let me do one thing here for a second. So I stage everything. And I just do this, and we fight a doppelganger now. Doppelganger. And it just has 40 HP. Okay, everything is deleted again. Oh no! How could you? Exclamation mark, ambush! An ambush. Your party is in a city. A wild doppelganger appeared. Be prepared. The attack starts in 20 seconds. Exclamation mark join. Exclamation mark join does not work anymore? It does. Okay. The console log was kind of slow there. We can already attack even before. Oh no, it already attacked. Damn it. Attack myself. Because if I attack myself, I attack the doppelganger. Maybe. Do I? Another philosophical question. Drink a cup of tea for that. I choose you. That's a Pokemon joke, attack. Oh no, I don't know whether it's Mace's Grace or a doppelganger. I attack the right dude. Oh, hit it. And it struck down. Yeah, so Doppelganger did 19 damage, actually. It hit pretty hard there on me. It dealt another 2 damage on me. That one is not so hard. Then Mace's Grace is calling Kamehameha attack. No, it's Kamehameha. It's logging it twice, apparently. Interestingly. Whatever. I think it logs every message, and it also logs when somebody actually attacks, right? That's why we see it twice. And then TypeScript T-time attacks the right dude because he does not know. So the doppelganger apparently doppelgangered, is that a word? as Mace's Grace. And I just attacked the right dude, hoping that it was not Mace's Grace. But I did, of course, know that you have enough HP left compared to the doppelganger who only had 4 HP. And victory! Doppelganger has been struck down. Mace's Grace T-time earned X00 EP. Put in number here. Yeah, indeed we did it. That means high five, everybody. Yeah, great job. We did it. We successfully migrated our app over to the backend. We do not have a front end anymore besides console logs. So that's something that we might want to look into at some point. But we are again able to run actual ambushes. In particular, it's not as hard to show play this anymore, to display it anymore. Yeah, I also want to end the stream for now. It was a lot of fun today. We actually did 3.5 hours almost. Thanks for your time. So I will just initiate a raid now to Ambicramp, who's a cool dude. And I don't know what he's streaming today, but let's say hi to him. Thanks everybody for joining. You can find the everything in the GitHub, !GitHub. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's a lot of fun. In particular today, a lot of things have actually worked. Nice, dude. When things work. We also had a Jubilee with an actual video. So for now, thank you so much. Have a nice evening and enjoy your tea. Bye bye.